So let us discuss the environmental factors affecting the business. So very important here to know the concept of business and environment and the relationship between business and environment. So you can't do business in isolation. So business is the part of the society or environment. So that's why to achieve your goal or the objective, it's very important to understand the environment before taking any strategies or before taking any kind of decisions. So basically here the two major factors are affecting the business, that is internal factors, and second one is external factors. So in this session our focus on the internal factors. So the external factors again classified into micro factors and the macro factors. So nowadays the things are changing very fast. If you not cope up with the changes, if you not predict the environment, so it is very difficult to survive in the market. So it is very important to understand the culture of the customers, the purchasing power of the people, the belief, or so many factors are very important in the environment that will affect the operation of the business. So you can take any company, for example, you can take Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. So when they are not very sure about the Indian ethos or Indian culture, so initially they faced some problem. So ultimately it will damage their reputation, it will damage their brand. So that's why so the companies need to understand the environmental factors before taking any decision. So let us have a brief look about the components of business environment. So as I told, the two major component is internal environment and external environment. So in the internal environment, the focus in today's discussion is we will cover all these points one by one. The value system, the objectives, the organization structure, the brand and corporate image, the HR, the financial resources, the R&D, and the marketing capabilities, all these things. And in the external environment, I told again we are having a two components, micro or it's called as operating environment, where the five forces will work: the suppliers, the customers, market, intermediaries, and the competitors and the public. And finally, we are having a remote environment or general environment, where all the environmental factors, especially the political, economic, socio-cultural, technological, the natural, demographic, and the global environmental factors are affecting the business. So external environment will be discussed in the coming session. So now the session is focused on the internal environment. So ultimately the requirement of analyzing the business environment is to know our strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. It's also called as a SWOT analysis. So the first two things, strength and weakness, we will come to know because of internal analysis. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ನೋ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎನ್ವೈರನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ factors. So you can capitalize your strength, you can mitigate your weakness, exploit the opportunities, as well as you can avoid the threats because of this particular SWOT analysis. So now the internal factors or internal environmental factors, the affecting business, so that we'll discuss in detail. So basically it relates to all aspects within the boundaries of the organization and generally are within the control of the management or within the control of the organization. So here, which composed of various elements, but we can say that present inside the organization. So that's why it is called as controllable factors, and it's having a direct impact on the operation of the business, and it is in your control so that you can make alteration or you can make any modification. So be clear, internal factors are relate to all aspects within the boundaries of the organization, and the factors which are under the control of the organization, but definitely it will influence the business strategies and other decisions, and they directly affect the growth of the organization. So now we have a list of the various factors are affecting the business. The first one is the value system, mission and objectives, the management structure and the nature, the human resources, the company image and the brand equity, and the other factors. It may be the capabilities in different areas. It may be the marketing or HR or financial or maybe the production capacities. So now one by one we will discuss with some examples. Now the value system is one of the major internal factors affecting the business. So value systems are nothing but actually the philosophies or principles of the organization. It's mandated by the founders, especially the value system of the founders and those at the helm of the affairs, as important bearing on the organization choice of business, or while drafting the mission statement or objectives or preparing their business policies and practices. So every company they are having their own value system or ethical standards or some kind of principles. So there are many companies they're giving highest what is that the importance to the culture, values, ethics, especially the examples here I quoted. There is one is the Murugarappa group of business. So especially the Murugappa group of the business. So very pioneer company in India, started in 1900. So one of the conglomerate group of business. So now their turnover is nearly, you can see that 369 billion in terms of Indian rupees. So their main focus is, their main concept is driven by values and powered by people. So very ethical standard company, ethical standard group of business. So they completed the 100 year of the existence in the market. And the second one is the Tata group of concerns. So there is no doubt that whenever our country in trouble, so definitely Tata group is helped a lot in terms of their donation and all, and their stand with the nationality is very important. So the five core spirit they're having as integrity, passion, quality, respect, and responsibility. So highly sociable company here. At most, they're giving importance for the social responsibility. So one of the top social responsibility brand company. So Tata Group is awarded with the many awards here, and especially the Dabur Group also, or we can see that the Wipro or Infosys. So all these companies are having a high ethical standard and the value system. And second one is the mission and objectives of the business. So the mission is ultimately to what extent you have your values to the owners or value to your customers and the value to your employees. So every company they're having the vision, mission and objectives. There is no doubt. So these are core elements. These are very the motivational things to the employees and the stakeholders. So vision means the basic purpose of the company or the what the company want to become after 15 or 10 years like that. And the mission means the basic purpose of the company here, and your objectives they're mainly focusing on the technology or their customers. So it serves as the need of the customers, and it will identify various intent of the company here, and it will actually answer the various questions. So whenever we are reading the vision mission statement of the companies, so it will tell the domain of that company, the company's priorities and their business philosophy and their business policies. So to which class or which group of customers we are serving. So what are our core values here, and what do we especially providing to the market, and ultimately what is the purpose of our existence in the organization or in the market. So here I think the mission of the Reliance Communication is quoted: excellence in the communication arena. In the same way, if you're going through the Ranbaxy, one of the very important pharma company, so they want to become the global leader in the pharmaceutical sector. If you want to go for the Apple mission statement, to challenge the status quo, to think differently. So like that, there are different companies' mission statement. If you analyze, so this will definitely affect the performance of the companies. Next one, the management structure and the nature. So here we will cover the structure of the organization, as well as the composition of the board of directors, and the extent of the professionalization in the management, as well as the shareholding pattern, also very important managerial implications. So every company, they're having their own organizational structure. So the very important categories of organizational structures are actually the centralized structure and the decentralized structure. The concept of centralization and decentralization, already we know that centralization means decision taking will be happening at the central level, that is top level, and the other level they're having a limited authority. On the other side, decentralized authority means there is a wide spread of authority, and the upper level also they can take the decisions. So based on the organizational structure, the decision making process will happen in the organization, and the board of directors and their composition. So here, to explain this concept, we have here two companies, Satyam as well as the Infosys. So both the company having the board of directors, there is no doubt. But I think we know that what happened with Satyam, and now how Infosys is retaining their brand. So there's a huge financial scam is linked with the Satyam, and later on that the manager was, that it is caught, and later it is acquired by Mahindra Group. So it will shows the philosophy or the value or some kind of the ethical standard by the board of directors in the company, as well as the internal power relationship. So to what extent the support they're getting to the top management from the other stakeholders, as well as the relationship between the members of the board of directors, and relationship between the various CEOs of the various business, and the relationship between the board of directors, the management, and the CEO. So here there is one example we can quote with respect to the Tata Group here. So in the Tata Group, the board of management took the decision of suspending or maybe discharging the chairman Cyrus Misri in 2019. And later again, Ratan Tata took the charge of like a in charge chairman. So that's why the internal power relationship also very important factor affecting the performance of the organization. Another important internal factors affecting the operation is the human resource. So we know that the 5 M's of the company: material, machineries, money, market, method, and ultimately the 6 M. 6th M is very important, that is the manpower. So the company is successful, it's only because of the contribution of the HR, their skills, their quality, their commitment, their attitude. So the involvement and the initiative of the people at the different levels, definitely it will vary from organization to organization. So the company's policies, the company HR policies, how they uh, take care of their employees, and the employees retention techniques, the selection criteria, the training and development of their employees, dispute solving mechanism, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅವರು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, and how they keeping the relationship, so public relationship, and selecting the right people, offering the competitive compensation package, and the payroll taxes. So all these are HR related issues, or HR related what we can say that the factors. So if a company is taking care of the employees, so definitely the employees are working hard. They feel that that they are working for their own company, like that. So if there is an issue with the employees, definitely it will affect in a reverse manner. And second one is the company, the image and the brand equity. So the reputation of the company is very important here. So to what extent you are keeping the brand equity in the market. So we can recall the companies with the highest brand equity in the market. It may be the HUL brands, or maybe the Dell, or like in the mobile, usually we recall Nokia, Samsung, or when you think about a television brand, especially the Sony. So like that, in every sector, the reputation or the brand equity will play a very important role. So to what extent they are giving a value to the customers, and it should be memorable, recognizable, and reliable. And you can expand your brand image with the important tie-ups, joint ventures, selecting your intermediaries, as well as the product launch. But sometimes some decisions will affect your brand image. So examples we can quote here with respect to Maggi of Nestle product. So adversely affected their brand equity in the market. And with respect to Pepsi, Coca-Cola, KFC, so many brands actually, some issues, they created some kind of effect on their image as well as the brand equity. And your physical assets or your production capabilities. So to what extent your investment in inventories, equipments, and the properties owned by the business. So these factors also affect the business. So Nielsen is one of the actually global, what we can say that we're having a Torrent power plant here, based in Gujarat. It's a power plant making a huge investment in their production, uh, what is that, their plant. And they're having a plan of investing crores of amount in solar energy, and especially the Toyota, one of the pioneer company in the automobile industry. And they are inventing so many inventory management techniques. So one of the very popular inventory management technique, that is what we can say that just in time. Just in time means whenever you require the material, then only you are processing your order, and directly you are using for the production. Next one is the research and development and your technological capabilities. So now only the success mantra for the companies change. So if any company is not giving focus to the changes, so it is facing the problem of the failure as well as survival. So Apple is one of the best company. They're making huge investment in R&D. So in 2020, Apple is invested nearly $18.75 billion in R&D, and we know that Apple is having a series of products. It may be starting from the iPhone, Mac, iPad, iPod. So Steve Jobs, actually when once he was removed from the job, and again he was recalled and he took the position of CEO. So whenever you become the technological leader, so there should be a competitive edge you will get. You can enhance your brand and reputation, and you can enter the overseas market and increase your profitability. But at the same time, there are some disadvantages. High cost is there, long time scale, as well as uncertain outcome. Because some company they made huge investment in technology, but if the technology is not matching the requirement of the market, so they are sometimes uncertain with their incomes. And next one is the marketing resources, your marketing capabilities here. So your market research and your market, what is that, the channel management, how you will reach your product to the final customers, and your marketing strategies. So Nielsen is one of the global marketing research company from USA. Dell, you know that they covered all the segment in their products. So they're having a, what is that, 4-piece model. So product they are meeting of all class of customers, especially the personal computers, the industries, to the education institution, to the research institutions, and they're having a distribution network, as well as they're having a service station. And another very important company is HUL. It's one of the very popular FMGC brand in our country, and wide varieties of product. So product depth and product width they are having. So they are having in food and beverages, home care, personal care. So these are the companies having a good amount of resources with respect to the marketing field. So this is the factors are affecting their internal functioning. And finally, the financial factors. So how you will procure your the source of funds, the procurement of finance. So which are the sources you will select, the equity capital or the debt capital or the loan. Then the meeting of your working capital requirement, as well as the application of finance. So how you will meet your short-term requirement. So how you will meet your short-term obligations, as well as how you will apply your funds. So ultimately, the internal factors are very important in framing the strategy or for decision making, and we can conclude that the internal factors are controllable within the, what we can say, that the boundaries of the management. So it may be, you can take any company, Amazon or Snapdeal, like that online marketing company. So they need to understand the internal factors to improve their, what is that, the business. So they want to know the perception of the business, and within this concept we are concluding the session. Thank you.